Hello StarCraft fans, this is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between Kesha and Blinky on Dusk Towers. Let's bring up that, and get rid of this. In the bottom left of Dusk Towers, we have the Red Zerg player. It is Kesha, representing CrazyLifestyle.com. I've seen this one before. Not familiar with the clan exactly, but it is definitely a familiar logo. And in the top right of Dusk Towers, we have the blue Protoss player representing Team Ascension. It is Blinky. Now, this was submitted to me as one of the best Legacy of the Void games this player has ever played. I will not tell you which one it was, but just know, expect greatness here today. So, Extractor Trick being thrown down by Kesha. Going to go ahead and get an early expansion against Protoss. Very, very standard. I know it's weird. I know if you're used to Heart of the Swarm, seeing a 17 hatch, basically an early hatch coming against Protoss just makes no sense whatsoever. But guess what? Here is the theory of Falcon Paladin, if you have not heard this before. What the thing is, the important part of this is that the rush distance for Protoss to get to the Zerg base is the same as it ever was. Right? So to get a probe down here and throw down a pylon and throw down cannons is the same as always is. But for Zerg, the time it takes to get a hatchery is greatly reduced because you start with so many workers. So Zerg can feel very safe going and getting hatchery, actually 2 hatchery expansions before gas, before spawning pool, knowing that the probe won't get there in time to throw down a pylon and cannons without getting scouted and dealt with. It's really changed up the matchup here and really encouraged more macro play, which I have to appreciate. I do like to cast longer replays. The quicker, cheesier stuff can be fun and very exciting, but I really like the ones where players have big armies against each other, a lot of harassment, a lot of counterattacks, a lot of back and forth. This probe is up to no good. I think this probe wants to get some proxy tech out, which would be good for Blinky. Proxy tech is always very, very fun. Overlord's going out to scout as well. Finally, the spawning pool coming up. Still no gas. A very gasless opening here for Kesha, which tells me we're probably going to see there's the pylon, some kind of queens for early base defense, a lot of queens, maybe some slowlings and some spines, because we're not going to have speedlings anytime soon. For the Zerg player, the Protoss player, just finishing the cybernetics core. Let's see what Blinky is planning on doing with that tech, and it is a Twilight Council over here. It's a hidden Twilight Council. Kesha is nowhere near this area, doesn't have a scouting drone out, doesn't have a scouting Zergling out. Zerglings are on the way, but they're nowhere near this part of the map. And pretty much at this point, when the Overlords come in, when Lings come in, they will see nothing. They will see, alright, there's a cybernetics core, there's a gateway, but that doesn't help me at all. Where are your other gateways? Where's your other tech? I need to know what's coming. Zerg really thrives on being able to know what is coming their way, and a Zealot is coming their way. So Kesha should have a couple Lings out to deal with that. No big deal at all. Queens are popping out as well at all of the hatcheries. And yep, not a big threat whatsoever. Dark Shrine, there we go. I was going to say, the only reason you'd hide your Twilight Council is going to be if you have a Dark Shrine. For Templar, the Lings running up the left side here. Are they going to catch this probe? And they do. They see the probe. They're saying, wait a second, where is that probe coming from? The probe's coming from that side of the map. That probably tells you, Kesha, that there is, Adept out here as well. So the Zealot shows up. The Queen trying to kill it. The Zealot going right for drones. Killing one drone. Yes, indeed it does. But it's probably going to die to this Queen. The Adept actually taking out these Lings fairly well, using Sonic Transfer to get in there and finish off the Queen. Oh, it's going to be very close. Oh, Queen and Zealot die at the same time. And the Lings are on the creep now. They should be able to surround and kill this Adept. They do. They get the Adept. But this remains unscouted. Dark Shrines take a while to build. So Kesha won't have any DTs in her base, his base for quite a while now. I keep assuming, like in my brain, I'm like, this is Kesha the singer. There's a singer named Kesha, right? And she's a girl, so clearly this is a girl. I don't know, a variable could be, I do not know, but for now I'm going to go ahead and call Kesha a him just by default. Alright, so Probe coming on down to do some scouting, I have to assume there, as well as Extractors coming up for Kesha. Blinky is now working on a lot of gateways, Crota boosting out that Warp Gate research, getting Stalkers, getting Pylons, and Dark Shrine is finished. Our Dark Templar is getting warped in, they're waiting for this pylon, they're going to warp down onto the low ground here, I have to assume. And here they come. Blinky has enough money to do this. No, huh? Not yet? Alright, no big deal. Roach Warren on the way for Kesha. Roach should do pretty well against Dark Templar, assuming they can see them, but I don't see a lair. I don't see any Spore Crawlers. This is going to spell disaster for the Zerg player and great success for the Protoss player. Oh, comes in and scouts the additional gateway. And does he scout the warping in DTs? Oh, Kesha, did you see this? I don't know. They are the slow warp in time because this pylon is not touching a gateway. yet. This gateway's warping in, but it doesn't count. And here come the DTs moving out across, and there's a lair on the way now, but I don't see any spores coming up. I don't think Kesha saw this. The Dark Templar are going to do so much damage to the Zerg player. This is amazing. The Lings do force a cancel on the gateway. They're going to get the pylon as well, but the Zealot, or the Dark Templar, are going right for this lair. What is the response going to be from Kesha? Throwing down a Spore Crawler immediately. It's not going to be up nearly in time. This lair is absolutely 100% going to be taken down. The only question is how much more damage can the DTs do? Bloom, taking it out. DTs trying to get on top of that. The Circle of Life, though, protecting the Spore Crawler. DTs catching a drone out of position. This Spore Crawler is actually going to finish. So the DTs can't do much over here, and they won't be able to do much over here. Not that the Spore is up, indeed. The Dark Templar are getting some shots off, and the lair is getting built, upgraded, but for how long is the question it's going to take. Just trying to find spots where they can attack where they're not actually going to die. Look at this, getting kills, getting Zerglings, getting Roaches, trying to get Roaches. 5 kills, 4 kills on those DTs, just standing on the ramp saying, hey, why don't you come through here? It's like a car wash, except we slash you with our swords and our scythes. Yeah, not a great feeling for the Zerg player there at all. Trying to go after that wounded Roach. No, a little bit too close to the Spore Crawler, ends up dead, and just to be so careful, Blinky. Be so careful with that. This lair is not quite up yet. This Dark Templar is a hero Dark Templar. 8 kills. It is a mentor. Oop, getting a little bit too close. Oh no, does it get trapped? It gets trapped in between. Oh, trapped up against the hatchery and destroyed. A little bit careless there, but here comes a big Roach-ling push from Kesha, moving out across the map. What is defensive? Or what is the defense like here for Blinky? These probes want to get out, but they can't because that Stalker's holding the line. Where are they? Are they trying to go over here? They possibly could be. This is still sitting here. I don't think any more Dark Templar will be on the way. Kesha should be ready for that. Here comes some Speedlings, and surprisingly finding very little defense, or very little by way of defense here for Blinky. Double Photon Overcharge, forcing the Lings away. There are some Zealots and a couple Stalkers. The Lings are trying to force a cancel. That's definitely not going to happen. They back on out again. Stalkers zapping them in the face with their lasers. Roaches show up, though, and here they come. They're going to take out the Pylon. Pylon 1 dies very quickly. Oh, there are Dark Templar here. Surprise! Extra Dark Templar. You didn't bring an Overseer, did you, Kesha? No, indeed. Kesha did not. And so many Roaches are falling to these DTs. They're just running for their lives, trying to find something to kill before they die, because they are going to die, because Dark Templar are pretty fast. And they hit pretty hard with 50 damage per swing. Another Photon Overcharge comes up as well. The Roaches trying to kill the Pylons without standing still long enough for the DTs to destroy them. Finally, an Overseer shows up, but there are only a handful of Roaches left. Good grief. And Archons on the way. Sentries on the way for the Protoss player, playing this extraordinarily well. Double Stargate as well. And the Roach attack was pretty much a big failure for Kesha. Sorry to say for you Zerg fans out there. Alright, so what's going on back in the Zerg base? Some Creep Tumors coming up, Evolution Chambers, Glial, Reconstitution, and Burrow. So Burrow move Roaches seem to be the order of the day, but there's going to be a cannon at the front door. That should see through that Burrow move very, very quickly without any trouble whatsoever. Overseer scouting things out, not really seeing any of the tech choices here by Blinky. A Warp Prism coming up, Void Rays coming up as well. I'm not sure that Void Rays are a great choice for Protoss, just because they kind of get countered fairly easily by Hydralisks, by Corruptors. Not as much by Corruptors, but by Mutas as well. I just haven't seen a Protoss player go for a lot of Void Rays and actually win the game against Zerg. A push up here, but again, I just don't see what these Roaches are going to be able to do. They might just get... They're getting individual shots off on these gateways, but they're not going to kill them. That is not going to happen whatsoever. Continuing to bring up reinforcements, though. Infestation Pit on the way. +1 melee, +1 carapace, and there's the Spire. The Spire coming up for the Zerg player. Continuing to make probes. 61 probes to 61 drones. 4 bases up for Kesha. 3 bases up for Blinky. And so far, so good. It's been pretty action-packed map. Both players seem to just be taking their time. Warp Prism heading out onto the map for Blinky. The Overseer does get destroyed by the Void Rays, but it saw the Void Rays, rather, relaying that information back to Kesha. That probably is the reason that the Spire is coming up, because those Void Rays revealed themselves. So is there any actual static defense here? No, there's a Spore Crawler, but that's it. Checking for a base here. There's not. Blinky might want to warp in some stuff anyway. I'm not sure exactly why, but going into warp mode anyway for no reason that I can see. The Void Rays popping on in. One Void Ray anyway, trying to kill this Overlord, and the Overlord does manage to escape with its life somehow. Oof, Void Ray taking out all those Changelings, getting exploded. 4th Nexus coming up for Blinky at the gold base. Ooh, I like this play from the Protoss player. No gold bases at all for the Zerg. If there's a gold base for Protoss and it's 4 base to 4 base, this could get pretty scary pretty quickly for the Zerg player. Ultralisk Cavern is up. Did I see an Ultralisk Cavern, or am I a huge fat liar? I am a huge fat liar. I thought I saw it. I think the spawning pool tricked me. Yeah, the Hive's not even here yet. Surprise! Alright, so the Lings did find this little hidden base over here. They're going to kill the Twilight Council and the Dark Shrine and this pylon. Might have been able to save it, Blinky, if Blinky had chosen to warp in some Dark Templars to deal with that, but instead did not make that decision. And these buildings will end up getting destroyed. For some reason, Chrono Boost sitting on that Twilight Council for quite a long time there. Infestors on the way for Kesha. I'm not sure if this is going to work or not. A couple of hallucinated Phoenix coming out to scout 4 of them. Actually getting a full read on that. Zealots finally warping in. Oh man, forcing a cancel on that hatchery. Blinky was so patient, waiting for that hatch to come in, and then warping in again. The Warp Prism getting some shots. Ooh, bringing some Adepts in, going after that worker line, moving the Warp Prism out of range. Drones are dying left and right here. The Lings trying to come in. Sonic transfer about to complete. Boop. And where did they go? They sonic transferred, right? Oh, here they are. Over here in the main, happily killing more and more workers. The Lings trying to get a surround on them. More reinforcements show up, though. This should be enough to kill the Adepts. Another attack of Zealots on in here, getting overwhelmed with fungal growth with Lings. And another attack over here of just mass Void Ray. Good composition. Multi-pronged attacks here from Blinky, just absolutely taking it to Kesha. More and more Lings coming up against these Zealots. The Zealots do have +1 attack. The Lings do have +1/+1, so Lings should be able to hold their own as long as they don't get stuck in a choke like this. And they are getting stuck in a choke. The Zealots are so much more effective than they otherwise would be. Great choices here by Blinky. Amazing strategies. Finally, it gets cleaned up, but after 44 drones have died in this game, 44 after the DT harass, after the Zealot harass, after the Adept harass, 44 drones. The Zerg player, Kesha, is up to 56 drones total, 69 probes available for the Protoss, replanting this hatchery and making Ultralisks. Okay, so Ultralisks were on the way in the future. I just was being prescient, I suppose. This Warp Prism needs to run. Fungal Growth catches it, though. Infested Terrans pop right on in, chain fungling the Warp Prism into place. Infested Terrans getting some shots off. Oh, no! And it actually does manage to escape, so nice job there, Warp Prism. Blinky with a ha ha ha. I am escaping with my Warp Prism of Doom. Only 20 hit points left on that there Prism. Actual Phoenix flying around now. Gonna maybe see if they can pick something up. Maybe try to kill that Overseer. Nope. Not trying to kill the Overseer. Going somewhere else instead. The Ultralisks do have +2/+2 attack. Chitinous Plating is just about to finish, giving them some additional armor upgrades. Changelings on the way to see what they're dealing with. This is a pretty solid wall. Difficult to kill, I'd say. Infested Terrans pop on in and actually shoo the Phoenix away. That's not something you see every day. Oh, Muta's wrong place here. Run away. Yep, one Muta does end up falling. Continuing to make Ultralisks and Lings backing on home. Infested Terrans are just so darn slow, and 1.31 move speed. A little bit of a bonus there on creep, but bop, bop, bop. They all end up completely dead. Phoenix flying around trying to kill Overlords. Being pretty effective at it, I would have to say. There is no Spore Crawler at this base. Supply blocking the Zerg player. This consistent harass is just absolutely destroying Kesha. If Kesha can come back from this, I will be super duper impressed. 3 spores finally pop, but a little bit too late. These Overlords are desperately flying to the safety of the Spore Crawlers. One falls. Will another one fall? No, it will not. Phoenix taking the shots a little bit more than they wanted to. The big Ultra Roach army is over here. 7 armor on those Ultras, as well as +2 attack, +3 on the way for them. Carriers, however, on the way for Blinky. Where are those carriers? Here they are. Stargate, Stargate, Stargate. Going for those carrier type upgrades, as well as another Nexus. Where's that one? Right here. I like that. The Lings trying to do a quick run by. No, just doing a scouting check, it looks like. Looking for forward pylons, for things they can kill. I just don't know if the army is big enough for Kesha to do this. He is getting +2 flyer attack for the Mutalisks and the Corruptors, which is good because we'll need some Corruptors to deal with this carrier ball if it shows up, when it shows up. So here we are at the, 14-minute and 31-second point in this cast. Resources loss shows 8,600 minerals, 700 gas loss for the Zerg player. Bit of an attack up here, just kind of a little dance with some hallucinated Archons. 5,000 minerals, 1,100 gas lost for the Protoss, and 51 drones have died for the Zerg player as well. A Zealot counterattack tries to come in and do some stuff, but the Lings show up first and get a full surround on those Zealots. They're unfortunately unable to fulfill their mission, and they end up dead. That Warp Prism has been super annoying throughout the entire game, and Ravagers might be able to get it, but no, it's smarter than to just sit there in Warp mode. Corrosive Pile going whiff. Not even close to the Warp Prism. It's going to escape to come back another day. Another base coming up for Kesha as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bases for the Zerg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bases for the Protoss. Fairly standard stuff these days. This gold base is still being very, very useful. And have any gold base has been taken by Kesha yet? No. This gold base remains to be taken. And I think there are only the 2 on the map. So yes, that is the one the Zerg player would take. Pushing on up with Ravagers, with Lings, with Ultras. The Ultras are +7, +2, +3, just about to finish, and +3 both ways. Corrosive Bile on a lot of these units here, and actually, are they going to get the Mothership Core? They get the Mothership Core, the Archons in the front, tearing through those Ultralisks. More Corrosive Bile, actually getting a carrier. Did not think I would ever see the day. And it's pretty much going to have to be Corrosive Bile to deal with these carriers because nothing else is available to hit them. Another carrier falls. The Ravagers are killing units. Ultralisk inside this mineral line, killing probes. The carriers, however, doing a great job. Infested Terrans popping on down and forcing a retreat of those carriers as well, getting burned down very, very quickly by the Void Rays. And the Interceptors at the same time, slowly warping in some Zealots to surround these Ultras. The Ultras do manage to get the Nexus. It does fall, immediately replanted by Blinky. Ultralisk trying to escape. Nope, gets burned down by Void Rays and a combination of some Zealot swings, being chased on home once again. So it's 142 to 124 total supply. Kesha is in the lead that way. Resources lost, 13,000 minerals, 3,000 gas for the Zerg, 13,000 minerals, 4,800 gas for the Protoss. So it looks like Zerg lost a lot there, but again, that's to be expected. These battles are not necessarily supposed to go in the Zerg's favor. Aspire coming up, and 28 Mutalisks with +3 attack on the way. Whoa, all the Archons, I think all the Archons are dead. Yes, there are 4 Phoenix, but there are no Archons to be seen. The only counter to this number of Mutalisks is just not available for Blinky at this point. Can he recognize that the Mutalisks are coming and make a big Phoenix ball? Can he make some Archons? I don't know what to say. The Mutalisks are revealing themselves. So the question is whether Blinky is actually paying attention. This Ultra trying to kill these Zealots, and look how slowly that health is going down with that 8 armor that he has. That was a strong, strong Ultra with 7 kills. That guy is a Slayer. Protecting this space with a few carriers, a few Void Rays, and a few Phoenix as well is Blinky. And yeah, again, just a bit of a breathing time here for both players. The Anion, let's see, Anion? I believe somebody told me this is pronounced Anion. Pulse Crystals, increasing the Phoenix attack range by 2, and 6 Phoenix on the way. Yeah, definitely. The Mutalisks have made themselves known. Blinky is getting up that Phoenix ball to the point that he needs it to deal with these Mutas. This Nexus is definitely going to fall, though. Nothing Blinky can do can get up and save it, and there it goes. Assimilators as well, and this Pylon will probably end up dead. +2 attack, Glaive Worm, 11 damage, a range of 3, weapon speed of 1. Oh, and a Ling counterattack over here. Oh, taking out a Nexus. Blinky losing Nexus all over the place. 1 and 2, and all that's left is this one. This base is basically mined out. The Phoenix Ball is here to save the day, though. The Mutalisks have no chance against well-microed Mutas. Ugh. Flying on in there, losing more than probably he'd want to. We will watch the dance of the Phoenix for quite some time. It is very enthralling to watch. Can Kesha manage to whittle down the Phoenix Ball enough? Look at this. They chase on in. The Phoenix dance back. It's a very teasing dance. This Mutalisk Phoenix tease. These Lings run right on in, get destroyed immediately by the Archons and by the carriers. No big deal. And so far, how are the Mutas doing here? 13 Mutas have died, 8 Phoenix. Definitely the Phoenix are winning this battle with that extra range especially. Look at this. The Mutalisks trying to fly away and are just getting destroyed. Getting torn out of the air. Melted out of the air. And the Phoenix go on back home. So now Corruptors are on the way. Kesha's saying, those Mutas did their job. They killed this base. And my units killed this base as well. The question is, can Blinky come back and win this thing? I really don't know. It's 69 to 35 total Harvesters in favor of the Zerg player. Production tab is going to be pretty much Archons right now for Blinky, the Archons are +2. 43 damage versus biological, but we saw how tough those Ultras were, man. They are tough to bring down. Another hatchery coming up, still refusing to take the gold base, mind you. Not sure why Kesha is so against taking that. Is there like debris he needs to kill? I don't know. Mutas come on in, they're going after the robotics bay, and they change their mind instead, going after the pylon to depower the robotics bay. The Phoenix show up once again. This time there are corruptors though. Let's see if we can follow these corruptors. No, instead there's a big attack, double micro going on, trying to do a huge attack down here while microing the Phoenix back home. It's pretty much, I think, just an A move, and pretty effective A move as well. Void Rays, Carriers, and Archons. Lings coming in to take down this Nexus. The Phoenix Ball getting fairly small here. A storm on top of the corruptors. All the Phoenix are dead. They are. The Mutalisks have free reign over the base, but the ground army for Blinky is so strong with the carrier support, taking out this hatchery as well. The Spire is going to fall at the same time. Where are the army units for Kesha? Where did those Ultras go? Did they all get destroyed at the battle at this base? I really don't know. The Lings trying to get on in here. They are +3/+3 Lings, and they are very, very scary. And indeed, weapon speed at 0.5. I don't think Adrenal Glands has been researched. Another base falling with no resistance whatsoever from the Zerg player. Corruptors on high. They could use Caustic Spray, but they are choosing not to. Instead, being very vigilant if any Phoenix are coming out. And right now, the production tab is very, very small for Blinky, basically replacing lost interceptors, and that is just about it. This base going to fall at the same time. There's an Ultra. Let's see how long he lasts. Ultra. Oh, Ultra burrows. Oh, and the Workers burrow. I like this. Zealot's taking out a Spore Crawler here. Probes hiding over here. Another base being morphed into a hive. Is that a hive morph? Nope, lair morph. All right, so the main base is completely gone for Blinky. All the tech structures are under heavy assault. The Nexus going to fall as well. Are there any Nexus left? One Nexus left for Blinky. He will be revealed very, very quickly here. Kesha playing this super duper well, but Blinky has the army advantage. Where? Oh, doing the recall back here. Who's going to win this battle? The Corruptors are focusing down units, but the Archons are doing too much damage. Their Corruptors are forced to retreat. The Nexus does manage to survive. The army running away to clean up the remainder of the units in his main base. These Zealots going after this hatchery. Again, they are +2 Zealots, which means they do 10 damage, 2 attacks per swing. The Lings are very, very fast. Much faster than these units can get there. Broodlings actually helping to kill these Zealots. That's kind of surprising. Broodlings and Lings cleaning up everything there. Very, very interesting play. Indeed. Will the Hive survive? And it will, because that's 100,000 Lings there. Drones coming on down to this base to saturate it. And where's the army going to go for Blinky? Does Blinky know about this base? No, Blinky does not know about this base. Lings running in to get destroyed at the altar of the Archon. Overlord as well, dying to those Phoenix. The Lings, I think they just want to go kill that Nexus. I don't know if this is going to work out, though. Oh, Corruptor's dying. A little bit careless there by Kesha, flying right over the Archons. And there's the recall again to go back home to save it. The Lings can't do this. The Lings cannot kill this base without all the Archons here. Run away. Good job. The Lings get on out of there. Blinky keeps this alive. I don't know what Blinky could do to win this game. I really don't. There is still a mining base available for Kesha. Minerals are actually coming in. There's actually things in the production tab for the Zerg player. Blinky is not. Blinky is supply blocked. Blinky has no probes left. Has enough money to make probes. Not choosing to do so. However, but the army for Blinky completely counters what is going on here for Kesha. This Ling Mutalisk army dies to Archons so quickly. Phoenix scouting on out. Oh, the Mutalisks are still in the air. The Phoenix trying to kill them all by the lonesome. There are two Phoenix trying to make this job happen. And there's a single Ultra here with 1 kill. He is a Predator. Moving out again is Blinky, just being so very careful. I think the plan is to move out, kill what he can, and then recall back home if necessary. But man, losing that Mothership Core would be the end of the game, I think, for Blinky. So Kesha has to know that. If he just flies on in there and focuses down the Mothership Core, comes around from the backside, takes that down, that's going to be it for the Protoss player. We'll have to see if that's something that can come to mind for Kesha or not. The Lings, again, trying to do a run by Archons, getting a couple shots off. The Lings retreating. Once again, the Phoenix just being microed so darn well against these Mutas. Kesha's going for it, though, man. Kesha says, you can't run away forever, and I guess you can, because Phoenix can fly and shoot at the same time backwards. So crazy. Oh, the Lings got the run by. They're going back to the Nexus. When will the recall come, though? Because Blinky absolutely is going to recall in about 4 seconds after this comes under attack. And there it is. There's the recall. Boop. Oh, actually picking up a couple Archons there. Another Archon dies. Can the Archons actually get destroyed by these Lings? I would be so shocked if that were the case. No. Nope, a lot of Lings died there. A few Archons died as well, and the Phoenix come right on in. They're picking up individual workers. Spore Crawlers being planted to protect them against this eventuality. Are the Mutalisks all dead? There are 4 Mutas left, 27 drones, 2 Ultras, and 3 Queens. I don't know if I agree with that decision for Kesha to go in there and try to kill those Archons with those Lings. 34, 30, 28. So many kills on those Archons. Moving on down to this base. There's no static defense here whatsoever. No spines. A Spire is being built. The Queen getting killed by these Phoenix. These Hero Phoenix. 9 kills. 4 kills. On those Phoenix, the army showing up for Blinky. Going for it. Not worrying about what happens back home at the Nexus because he can just recall. No big deal. All these drones are definitely going to die. The Mutalisks are trying to kill that Nexus as quick as they possibly can. But guess what? Losing this base at home, burrowing the workers, a few workers, to keep them alive. Spore Crawlers ending up dead, trying to kill Interceptors. So confused. Look at them spinning their little heads around there. And, oh, the Phoenix show up to get rid of the remainder of these Mutalisks. There's the recall now that the Lings have showed up. Getting an Adept and running away are the Lings. An Archon slowly whittling down this lair. Did not go home with the recall. Will the Archon be able to kill this lair? I don't know, because a lot of Lings are coming his way. It's going to be super duper close. 1, 2, and no, not able to kill the lair. Woo! 71 hit points left on that particular structure. Mining up here as well as Kesha, replanting a spawning pool, resetting the whole tech tree. Continuing to make Ultras, actually. Is the Ultralisk Cavern still alive? It is. Look how crazy that is. Queen down here not doing much of anything, if we're honest with ourselves. The Archon with 41 kills is an Executioner. Don't mess with that Archon. Oh no, Phoenix! Oh, one of the Phoenix dying very carelessly to a Spore Crawler there. Come on, Blinky, you gotta take better care of your units than that. Trying to get up this ramp. The Ultra needs to get in there, but nope, the Lings are gonna be able to kill the Archon anyway. Gonna get back onto this Nexus to do some more hits on it. Here comes the recall. This Archon is destroyed there. The carrier overhead and the Adept trying to kill this Ultra before the Ultra kills the Nexus. Who is going to win the battle? It's going to be super close. No, I think the Ultra is definitely going to win. And indeed, the Ultra takes down the Nexus. Still about 60% health on that Ultra, taking out the Archon or the Adept as well. Mothership Core and Carrier trying to kill this Ultralisk. All that is left for buildings for the Protoss player is this pylon and these 2 assimilators. And the Lings show up. Blinky is being revealed. Can the units overhead for Blinky kill that stuff? No, it's the GG from Blinky. Blinky's defeated. Kesha's victorious. And Blinky has left the game. Whoa, pretty crazy back and forth there from both of these players. Just amazing stuff indeed. I really feel like, what was the turning point in that game? I think when the army for Blinky came on down, wrecked this base, essentially killed this base as well. Kesha ravaging the base at the same time, a base trade. This secret location up here seemed to be very, very important for Kesha in the long run. Resources lost tab shows 38,000 minerals, 12,000 gas lost for Kesha, and 135 drones. Woo! Meanwhile, Blinky lost 34,000 minerals, 11,000 gas, and 76 drones. Just so much death and decay in this match. Just fantastic stuff indeed. Thanks again for submitting it to me, Blinky. I really do appreciate it. All right, so that's about it. Thank you so much for watching today. This has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, give the store a visit. Check out the t-shirts I have for sale there for the Christmas season. Again, there's a link in the description and in the end slate where the music plays. And until next time, as always, you take care of yourself.